Stress has become an inseparable part for the world we are living. Workloads don't get reduced, there will not be more than 24 hours a day, you will never have enough money, bills won't stop coming, you can't choose your boss, and there will always be uncooperative colleagues at your office. And you will feel, I am doomed. It may seem that there is nothing you can do about stress, but you have more control than you might think. A simple change in your thoughts, emotions, schedule, attitude to handle life can change the profile of your stress. As rightly said by Sally, it's not the stress that kills us, it is our reaction to it. Stress is not an alien, it's we who invite it, and it's we who can strategize stress. Hello and welcome to my video. Over the years we have spent demonizing stress, but the fact is we cannot divorce stress from our life. There is no point of escaping the reality and consoling our mind that we can get rid of stress. Sorry, we can't. When there is life, there will be stress. So friends, I am here to make you better at stress, where you will learn how your own outlook towards life can help you conquer anything. This video will give you insights about the coping strategies of stress. It will give answers to the questions. What stress is all about? Are all stress bad? What is the difference between positive and negative stress? How our body responds to stress? How the coping mechanism like avoid, alter, adapt and accept stress can give you a roadmap leading to quality life. And the most asked question, how to get rid of stress? Rather, how to learn to live with stress. As such, there has been no definition of stress. People have different ideas about stress. It is a state of mind or a physical, mental or emotional strain or tension. Stress is a dynamic condition or feeling experienced when a person perceives that demands exceed the personal and social resources that individual is able to mobilize. Let's understand each of the components more closely. When an individual confronts with an opportunity or demand or resources related to what individual desires and for which the outcome is perceived to be both important and uncertain. Just think why you listen to your boss. You stay late at office to meet deadlines when your boss asks you to stay. You always have personal commitments to fulfill, as in your friends or family waiting somewhere. Still you respond to work-related demands. You trade off your personal life to fulfill your professional commitments. Because you know if you don't do that, your job, increment or promotion will be at stake. This is where you face dilemma between the demand and personal resources. Sacrificing your personal life might bag you promotion, which is both uncertain and important. Eventually, you experience stress. Evolution has endowed humans with the reaction, fight or flight from a potential danger. When you feel threatened, the amygdala hijacks the frontal lobe, that is a rational part of the brain, and activates a fight or flight mode by sending out signals to release stress hormones. A neurological cocktail of hormones results in sudden bursts of anger, aggression and anxiety. In the days of cavemen, stress often came in the form of physical threats, and in response, they were instantly ready to fight or flee. It saved them from dying in the jaws of wild carnivores. In the modern day, we are usually not able to deploy the flight or flee mechanism. Prolonged psychological pressures resulting from the many different and often conflicting demands made on us as we go on fulfilling expectations imposed on us that put our body system out of balance, that takes toll on our health. According to famous endocrinologist Hans Selye, effects of all stress need not to be detrimental. For instance, receiving a bonus and not being able to understand what to do with that is also a stress, but in positive way. Now that's what is called eustress. Eustress, a positive, energizes you from within to rise up and face the challenges of your life, effectively handle the stress and improve your performance. Now let us understand in a better way what this eustress is. There are many people who might consider breakup as a source of distress, end of relationship, end of golden moments of their life, while there are some who perceive it as a source of eustress, that is, the end of a toxic relationship and possibility of a new beginning. So there are instances like starting a new job, buying a home, going for a vacation. These are all potential sources of eustress. In this curve, the stress has been explained on two dimensions: behavioral efficiency and stimulation or motivation. As the figure indicates, distress can cause impaired attention, boredom, confusion, apathy, burnout, and disorganized behavior. On the other hand, eustress could be triggered by positive forms of social engagement, resourcefulness, and communal support. Here are some workplace stressors that we encounter on daily basis. Poor ergonomic factors result in physical discomfort, like improper sitting arrangement, lack of hygiene in workplace, poor lighting, noise, suffocating rooms. A major source of job stress is a person's role in the organization, the expectation that others have on her or him. Managers, juniors, colleagues, clients all expect you to behave in a certain way, which is not possible all the time. That results in conflict. Role ambiguity. In order to perform well in your jobs, you need to know your job objectives,
People will
what
try
company
to
expect you to do
break
or
you
not to do,
apart,
and
mentally,
what the scope and
emotionally,
responsibilities
but
of
your
your jobs
resilience
are.
to stress
When
is
there is a
going
lot
to
of
define
uncertainty
you.
surrounding job definitions or job expectations, people experience role ambiguity. With the increase in mergers and acquisitions among major corporations, more and more employees are often unsure who is to perform which job duties. Employees wonder if they are duplicating other people's work and are uncertain about whom they should be reporting their problems to. Role conflict. Often employees discover that different groups of people in an organization have widely varying expectations of them and that they cannot meet all these expectations. The inconsistency of expectations associated with a role is called role conflict. Role overload or work overload is a situation in which employees feel they are being able to do more than time or ability permits. Working under time pressure is especially stressful. People are anxious when they have a lot to do before some deadline. As time runs out, a feeling of impending disaster increases. For instance, PwC tax accountants face tremendous pressure approaching the April 15th tax deadline as per US federal tax return norms. Interpersonal demands are pressures created by other employees. Lack of social support from colleagues and poor interpersonal relationships can cause stress, especially among employees with a high social need. Research has shown that negative co-worker and supervisor behaviors including fights, bullying, racial and sexual harassment are especially strongly related to stress at work. Organizational climate also contributes to workplace stress. When day-to-day life in an organization is marked by unfriendly, distant, or hostile exchange, employees are continually tense. Stress management starts with identifying the sources of stress in your life. This isn't as easy as it sounds. Your true sources of stress aren't always obvious, and it's all too easy to overlook your own stress-inducing thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. You might know for sure that you're constantly worried or tensed about work deadlines, but maybe it's your procrastination rather than the actual job demands that leads to deadline stress. To identify your true sources of stress, look closely at your habits, attitude, and of course, excuses. Do you explain away stress as temporary? Like, I just have a million things going on right now, even though you can't remember the last time you took a breather. Do you define stress as an integral part of your work or home life? Like, things are always crazy around here. Or as a part of your personality? I have a lot of nervous energy, that's all. Do you blame your stress on other people or outside events, or view it as entirely normal and unexceptional? Until you accept the responsibility for the role you play in creating or maintaining it, your stress level will remain out of your control. The kind of lifestyle we have embraced, given personal complications and demanding professional life, stress has become inevitable, and we all encounter stress-induced consequences, whether physiological, psychological, behavioral, or relationship-oriented. Stress is one of the prime reasons for the increasing rate of cardiovascular diseases. It is also responsible for pulmonary dysfunctioning, gastrointestinal problems, impact on reproductive organs, migraines, and severe headaches. Lack of proper work-life balance creates tremendous amount of pressure within us. We are not able to vent out those pressures, and as a result it starts bottling up within, and we end up in a negative emotional reaction. For example, feeling of defensiveness might end in outburst of anger, apprehensions, feeling low and sad, resentful of demands, anxiety, depression. Job dissatisfaction is the simplest and most obvious psychological effect of stress. Jobs that make multiple and conflicting demands or that lack clarity about the incumbent's duties, authority, and responsibilities increase both stress and dissatisfaction. Behavior-related stress symptoms include changes in productivity, absence, and turnover, as well as changes in eating habits, increased smoking or consumption of alcohol, restlessness, self-neglect, nightmares, inefficiency. Stress instigates you to behave negatively with others. It happens, you scream, you shout, you get involved in heated-up discussion with others, and later you might regret for your behavior. Some of the symptoms are unable to adjust with others properly, being impatient, getting involved in verbal abuse, controlling others, wanting to be left alone. We need to learn coping with stress. Since everyone has a unique response to stress, there is no one-size-fits-all solution to manage it. While deciding which option to choose, it's helpful to think of the 4 A's, that is, avoid, alter, adapt, and accept, which tells you to change the situation or change your reaction. You have to find out different strategies and techniques that suits you the most. You will find that in your life there are a number of stressors that are unnecessary that you can easily eliminate. Avoid the people who stress you out. If someone consistently causes stress in your life and you can't turn the relationship around, limit the amount of time you spend with that person or end the relationship entirely. Learn to say no, know your limits and stick to them. Avoid hot-button topics. If you get upset over religion or politics, cross them off your conversation list. If you repeatedly argue about the same subject with the same people, stop bringing it up or excuse yourself when it's a topic of discussion. Analyze your to-do list and prioritize your tasks based on urgency and important shoulds and musts. Strategy number 2. Sometimes you do have control over the situation. Take the chance and try to alter it. Express your feelings instead of bottling them up. If something or someone is bothering you or their behavior is hurting you, communicate your concerns in an open way and respectfully instead of suppressing resentment and your feelings inside. Be willing to compromise. Listen to others. Before blaming someone, put yourself in others' shoes. Things become a lot easier when mutual trust and secure position is established. Be more assertive. Being aggressive or submissive does not resolve dispute. Don't take a backseat in your own life. Learn to face and deal with problems with a positive attitude. Strategy number 3. If you can't change the stressor, change your outlook. Reframe your problems. Try to view stressful situations from a more positive perspective. For instance, rather than fuming about workload of multiple projects, reorganize them. Delegate some, postpone some, focus on one at a time. Look at the big picture. Take perspective of the stressful situation. Ask yourself how important it will be in the long run. Will it matter in a month or a year? Is it really worth getting upset over? If the answer is no, focus your time and energy elsewhere. Adjust your standards. Perfectionism is a major source of avoidable stress. Stop setting yourself up for failure by demanding perfection. Set reasonable standards for yourself and others and learn to be okay with good enough. Strategy number 4. There are certain incidents in our life that are beyond our control, such as death of a loved one, serious medical condition of a family member, or an economic downturn. Such stressors are unavoidable. In such cases, the best way to cope with stress is to accept things as they are. For instance, don't try to control the uncontrollable. Many things in life are beyond our control, particularly the behavior of other people. Rather than stressing out over them, focus on the things you can control, such as the way you choose to react to problems. Look for the upside. When we experience something very painful and agonizing, it makes us stronger. When facing major challenges, try to look at them as opportunities for personal growth. If your own poor choices contributed to a stressful situation, reflect on them and learn from your mistakes. Learn to forgive and forget. Accept the fact that we live in an imperfect world and that people make mistakes. Let go of anger and resentments. Free yourself from negative energy by forgiving and moving on. Beyond a take-charge approach and a positive attitude, you can reduce stress in your life by nurturing yourself. Connecting with good friends or siblings. Make time for fun and relaxation. For instance, going for a walk with them or catching them over a cup of coffee. Spending quality time with positive people buffer you from the negative effects of stress. Include rest and relaxation in your daily schedule. Don't allow other obligations to encroach. This is your time to take a break from all responsibilities and recharge yourself. Make sure you find a time for leisure activities that bring you joy. For instance, it might be reading a book, or playing the piano, or spending some time with nature. Light scented candles, go for a relaxation massage or spa. Exercise regularly, do yoga, asana, meditation, eat a healthy diet side by side, avoid alcohol, cigarettes and drugs. We often recommend our near and dear ones, stop taking stress. Don't think about it, else you will be stressed out. Think positively, it will help you. But stop, wait for a second. Think, is it always possible to omit stress from your life? In reality, it is not possible to completely stop thinking about which you are tensed. Neither we always do have that mental strength to vent out all apprehensions, and there is where stress becomes our enemy. If you stay relaxed and calm yourself down, your physiological functioning changes. Your blood vessel becomes more relaxed. So how you think about stress matters. Redirecting your notion about stress being helpful frames the profile of your body. As an emotional well-being practitioner, my goal is to help people by changing the perspective from how to get rid of stress to acknowledge and facilitate the strategies to live with stress. Just imagine your feeling of self-fulfillment, being capable of handling whatever life throws at you without having to panic, overact, or plan your exit strategy. There is an amazing perspective given by famous health psychologist Kelly McGonigal. Her insights about making stress your friend has given everyone the roadmap of chalking out the difference between a stress-induced heart attack at the age of 50s and living well at the age of 90s. Now I am going to share with you an interesting fact about the influence of a hormone that makes you better at stress. Our body has inbuilt mechanism to combat stress. Oxytocin, which has got its cute name, love hormone or cuddle hormone, is a stress hormone that is secreted by hypothalamus and pituitary. At the time of stress, your heart starts pounding fast and your blood vessels encounter tension. At that moment, oxytocin helps heart cells to regenerate and heal from stress-induced damage. Oxytocin influences social bonding, compassionate and caring nature within us. Oxytocin primes you to seek support from your closed ones instead of suppressing your pain within yourself. It also helps you to notice others who are struggling in their phase of life so that you can respond who needs you. The amazing effects of oxytocin is enhanced by social contact and social support. The more you reach out to others, whether to seek support or to help others, your body responds to stress in a healthier way, thereby you build resilience. Caring creates resilience. So next time, when your nerves encounter stress, your heart is palpitating rapidly, think that you are the owner of your body. Don't let stress to take control of your body, and when you think in that way, your body believes you and your response to stress becomes more positive. Stress is inevitable in our life, but the way you think and the way you respond develops the healthier perception of stress. So how you think about stress matters. The more you learn to live with stress, the more you get better at stress. Believe that from your heart, you will find you can create amazing transformations, achieve your goals, climb the ladder of success, set your own benchmark, and surpass yourself. People will try to tear you, break you apart, mentally, emotionally, but your resilience to stress is going to define you. Guys, please let me know if you have enjoyed this video, and don't forget to press the like button, and if you feel that this video is important, please share. The channel Insights to Inspire is a platform for everyone where you can share your thoughts, vision, ideas. If there are any topics on which you want me to make video, please mention that in comment section.